Welcome to Pensacola, baby.
3, 2, 1. Okay.
Yes, hello and welcome to Pensacola, Florida, the city of 5 flags with nearly 500 years of history. I've wanted to come to the Florida Panhandle and in particular Pensacola for a long time, and I'm finally here. And in this video I'm going to walk you through all of my top things to do, everything that I did, including my food and drink recommendations and nightlife. But of course this is not an extensive list, there are lots more things to do in Pensacola, so if you've got a recommendation, drop it in the comments below, including restaurants, food tips, drinking spots. I want to hear all about it. And if you are new here, please consider subscribing, hit the like button if you're enjoying the video, and turn on the notifications so you don't miss the next one. One thing you definitely don't want to miss is to explore the Gulf Islands Seashore. You can do it in the car, costs about $25. You get a week-long pass, or you can take bikes out like we are. It's known for its bird watching, its nature. It's also a great spot to see the blue arrows. We were lucky enough to catch them today. So yeah, we're exploring by e-bikes. It's very flat, you don't need e-bikes, but it is warm and we do want to see a lot. Let's go. Alright, it wasn't part of the plan to go swimming, but look at that water. Way too good to pass up this opportunity. Don't even have my swimming shorts. The Gulf Islands Seashore is also home to Fort Pickens. Look at that, the old cannon, which was built in 1834 to defend Pensacola Bay, but was then later expanded during World War II. Definitely worth a look when you come here. Now, one of the things you must do when you come to Pensacola, if you're lucky enough on a Tuesday or Wednesday, is to see the Blue Angels. Here they go. Oh yeah. This is a bit of an obvious one, but you can't come to Pensacola without coming downtown. This is where a lot of the restaurants are, a lot of the bars, a lot of the nightlife. Happens to be where the dog house is, one of my favorites so far, but it's also where the museum is and the historic district, which I'm gonna go check out next. If you have the time, historic Pensacola has loads of stuff, from museums to cottages to reenactments. Definitely worth taking the time to explore the history. This place is older than you think. So this street that I'm on now is called Palafox Place, the main street going through downtown. Alright, next up we've come to Pensacola Beach, which you can see just behind me here. We're actually walking up and down the pier. Definitely recommend you spend some time doing that, because we've already seen dolphins, sharks, giant sea turtles. What else do we see? Well, you can often see stingrays as well. Also happens to be where one of my restaurant recommendations is, just about there, Casino Beach. So check that one out, and the food recommendations later. Well worth coming for a little walk along the pier. We're at Casino Beach Bar and Grill, and this is my first Bushwacker, which is famous in Pensacola. Everyone has their own recipe, and I must say I'm rather enjoying it. It's a beautiful evening in Pensacola, and the next thing we're doing is going glow paddling. We've come out on kayaks. Look at that sunset, and these kayaks actually lit from below. You can also do stand-up paddle boarding out on the bay. It's a lovely calm evening. We're going to go and see what kind of wildlife we can spot. So you can also go out on a boat trip at the sunset, which would be amazing. But today the wind was stopping that from happening. We're in a very sheltered area now, and I'm not complaining. Look at that. And if you are here on a Saturday, make sure you come and check out the Palafox market, which is underneath these myrtle trees. It is endless. These all align the Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue, I believe. Let me just double check that. There's tons of different vendors, from local farmers to arts and crafts. Really interesting. Look, all the way down there. and all the way along there. You want to spend quite a bit of time here. It's open from 9 AM till 2 PM. It's already really busy, so get here early. Quick tip for this market, you need 1 to 2 hours and an empty stomach and a bit of cash. Make sure you try some of the local stuff. Really cool place. One neighborhood of Pensacola you must visit is Perdido Key, which I'm at now, and if you're gonna come here, start off at this place. This is Flora, Bama. I'm not quite sure how to explain it. The guy that just introduced the music said it's the last great American roadhouse. I like that one. It's basically an institution. In there are about 5 or 6 different stages. They have restaurants across the road. They rent the jet skis, which we're gonna do later. And yeah, they host these massive events. They do a lot for charity. It's a very local run business. And on the beach, I've seen them host, I've seen pictures of them hosting these huge gigs, these huge concerts. And obviously you can come down, enjoy a drink, enjoy a bushwhacker, watch some live music just over here, or just go for a swim and enjoy it. Definitely come here when you come to Pensacola. Alright guys, we're in Perdido Key. Definitely got to get out on the water. We've chosen jet skis to do it. Look at this bad boy. You can do it loads of ways. Paddleboarding, kayaking. This is right up my street. Let's go. Lindsay, who is on Visit Pensacola, has been a fantastic guide. Not only has she bought beers, these are the biggest fucking beers I've ever seen. What are they?
These are from Alga Beer Company. They're one of our amazing little breweries in Pensacola, Florida, but they wanted you to know what it really feels like to live a local stay on the island.
Awesome, definitely doing that.
Yep.
So there you have all of my top things to do in Pensacola. So let's move on to the food, the drink, and the nightlife. Starting off with the Doghouse, which has been open since 1977 in downtown Pensacola. Owner Jason took us through the whole menu. They have coastal flavors, a southern style, fresh fish, and of course, hot dogs. Just look out for the Rubble Rage hot dogs. Think Fruity Pebble cereal, but somehow it works and it looks good. Next up, we have the Italian restaurant of Angelena's. Chef Briscione won the Food Network's Chops 2 times, and he's the only chef to have won it twice. They have amazing salads, pastas, pizzas, and you've got to try the doppio ravioli. Just trust me on that one, that was amazing. Then right on the beach, you've got Casino Beach and Grill. I had a couple of delicious small plates here. It's right by the pier, right by the seaside, and this was where I had my first bushwhacker. Now heading over to Perdido Key, we've got Flora, Bama Yacht Club, possibly one of the freshest menus I've seen. This food was absolutely delicious, and I highly recommend Flora, Bama Yacht Club when you're already over at Flora, Bama and Perdido Key, and if you want, you can even step foot into Alabama. Heading back to downtown Pensacola now, and the District Lounge for some fine dining. I actually chose to sit at the bar because I was by myself and had the exquisite pork chop, but I do recommend having a look upstairs because they have an intimate jazz club. Honestly, if I could go back, I'd probably sit up there, even though the bar staff were amazing. Just check out this live jazz music. And the District Lounge leads me perfectly onto the nightlife because right across the road and part of the same business is the Seville Quarter. This place has been open since 1967 and is a huge complex of 7 rooms and courtyards. Has all kinds of different music types, including a piano lounge. It has a dance floor and games rooms, but just watch out for Thursdays because the college students can take over and it might feel a little bit young, particularly for me. Okay, moving on to one of my favorite spots, the Old Hickory Whiskey Bar. This bar has a huge library of 750 whiskies, artfully crafted cocktails, and a relaxed atmosphere, and it's named after the 7th president of the USA, Andrew Jackson himself. Now moving on to the breweries, I had time to go to Perfect Plain, which has a brilliant setting, a nice big courtyard, 3 different bars, and a cocktail bar next door, which is part of the same place. The beers are more aimed at the sours and the German beer market, but I did enjoy my flight. I also recommend heading over to the Old Colony and Pensacola Bay Brewery, both of which I didn't get a chance to check out, but I've heard very, very good things about them. And finally, the new hottest places in Pensacola are Brother Fox and Sister Hen, and they just happen to be part of the hotel where I was staying. Brother Fox is a new restaurant which is part of the Lily Hall Hotel, and Sister Hen is a speakeasy within the hotel with a hidden little entrance around the corner. So moving on to where I stayed, like I said, at the boutique hotel of Lily Hall, which has only been open since February this year. Lily Hall is a converted church with amazing, charming rooms, and it kept the character of the old building and has some fantastic common breakout spaces like Lily's Parlor. All right, finally, a couple more things. With more time, I would love to go scuba diving and spend more time in Perdido Key. And if you're flying in from the UK, look for flights to either Nashville, which is a 5 or 6 hour drive, New Orleans, which is a 2 or 3 hour drive, Tampa, or Atlanta, which are also about 5 or 6 hours drive. You can also fly to Pensacola. It is an international airport, but you can't fly there direct from the UK. And you can fly to Destin Fort Walton, which has an airport, and that's 1 hour away. So you could connect from somewhere like Miami or Tampa to one of those 2 local airports. And that's me coming to the end of this video on Pensacola. I've of course had an incredible time. I love this place. I would love to come back and explore more. So give it a thumbs up if you want to see me do another video with more detail on Pensacola. Other than that, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button if you're enjoying it, and you can of course turn on the notifications. And thanks for watching and happy travels.